Santos says, Big O, I'm not worried about the draft. I have faith in Chris Greer. I believe our Dolphins are headed in the right direction. John from Stewart. Thank you, John. I agree with you. I really do. I think in the end, the Dolphins are going to end up proving to people that they have one of the better front offices in the NFL. I know Chris Greer. I know Reggie McKenzie. He did a great job in Oakland. He's the one that found Khalil Mack. He's the one that found Derek Carr. And then Marvin Allen. I know Marvin Allen from his days in Atlanta and Kansas City. And he's helped both organizations find talent. They got 3 personnel guys that know their stuff. Okay? And let me tell you something. What's going on with the Dolphins is more important than you might even believe. Okay? Because let me explain something to you about what's going on. Do you remember when Doug Williams won the Super Bowl? And those of you that are old enough, okay, what happened? We talked about it was the first black quarterback to win the Super Bowl, correct? Remember that, right?
Lit it up in the first quarter, 4 touchdowns.
That was amazing that Doug Williams got to win because that started to open up the doors. And then we didn't have these ignorant idiots out there. Well, the black man can't be a quarterback, and the black man can't be a middle linebacker, and the black man can't do this and that. And so Doug Williams wins the Super Bowl, right? How many black GMs do we have in this league? Not a lot, man. Try one. Okay? And the Dolphins are the ones that are showing balls, vision, character, leadership. It's really easy to talk about the RISE program and all that stuff that Stephen Ross does. And guess what? He's walking the walk that he talks. And so now, his franchise, he has hired a black general manager who then hired a black head coach. And the black general manager brought on 2 exceptional personnel guys who are also black. And this is enormous because this does not exist in the NFL. Okay? And I ran into several different black guys that are either scouts, personnel directors, college directors of scouting, all that. And when the conversation of the Dolphins came up, they were like, I got to tell you, man, this is amazing what's going on in Miami. And I already knew what direction they were going in because I had already had that conversation on the phone with a couple of other guys. And trust me, every black man that is not players, because they don't even understand this. Very few players are even looking at that scenario. But every black coach, assistant coach, scout, personnel director, anything that you could find that is of color in this league has got binoculars on, has got a microscope looking at everything going on with the Dolphins. Because this is as trend-setting as it gets. Remember, the league is dominated by black men. Okay? The largest percentage of your players are black. Yet, it does not reflect in the hierarchies of the NFL. And that's got to change. They don't hire enough black head coaches. They don't hire enough black general managers and black college directors of scouting and black pro personnel directors of scouting, whatever. They don't hire enough of them. And the Dolphins have hired them in every capacity at the highest level except for the owner. That's the only thing left. And that's the other part of this league that there isn't enough of, minority owners. So if Miami has success, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just about you, the fans. It's not just about the logo for the Miami Dolphins. It's not just about Chris Greer. It's not just about Flores, McKenzie, Allen. It's about racial equality. It's about taking that next step, because if Miami succeeds, it will now open the eyes of some that have them closed and aren't necessarily the most fair people in the world. And then you would actually open the door for others to get the same opportunities. Now, more of these old white owners will say, yeah, I'm willing to hire a black general manager. I'm willing to hire a black head coach. I'm willing to hire black personnel directors in college and pros. That's why this whole, I'm going to call it an experiment, which is completely unfair. But in the NFL, it's probably what it is, because nobody does this. If it was happening on a continual basis, then I would tell you no big deal. This is a huge deal, ladies and gentlemen. It's an enormous deal. And there's a lot of people riding on it. There's an entire race that is trying to get to that part of equality. And this is it, dude. This is the door being kicked open. And this is black NFL on the personnel side, not the players, crossing their fingers. And all those guys are rooting for the Dolphins. Every single one of them. Because they know if they fail, it sets them back. Because they're not where they're supposed to be. And they're not getting those opportunities. And please don't tell me that they're not qualified. Because that part just pisses me off. Because I've been doing this for a long time, and you think I'm only getting information from white people? Huh? No. A lot of times when you think I've been right about this guy or that guy in the draft and all that, had to do with a black scout or a black personnel director or whatever. Not just white. Because they're just as smart and they need the same kind of opportunities and they don't get them. So, believe it or not, what the Dolphins are doing culturally is freaking enormous. And it's what's better for the game right now. So let's hope they succeed, not just for you and me, because selfishly we're Dolphin fans, and what that game that's going on Sunday, you want and I want our team to be in that game every year. But you know what I'm saying? So it's not just about us. There's a lot riding on the line right now with Chris Greer and company. Make no mistake about that, ladies and gentlemen.
You know what? I have to say, like, us being Dolphin fans and just thinking about our team. But, yeah, the stakes, there's a lot. It isn't just about us.
No.
There's a lot on the line, man.
A whole race is counting on this.
Man.
Nobody does this in the NFL.
So far.
Nobody.
So far.
Great.
Amazingly.
Yeah.
Amazingly great.
Right. That's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping they knock it out of the park and dominate selfishly, not just for us.
It's a lot on the line.
But for a lot of people that deserve this opportunity. So that's really what's going on.